just rack off. That's what furious Australians are going to be saying to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle after this astonishing leak has just proved that the couple have been lying about the security costs on next week's fake royal tour. Now, this is going to spark a total revolt amongst locals. It proves that the readout, the operational notes, which they leaked to the mainstream media in Australia, are another tissue of lies. And I think actually this is the most disastrous start to the Down Under expedition, which we already know looks so bad. So today, there is so much to get into with royal YouTube sensation, according to Taz. She has been across every detail of this, of course. But I do love the fun that we're having along the way as well. So, an anticipatory question. So basically what happens, and I had previously revealed some of these operational documents from the Royal Rota as well. Effectively, it's where Harry and Meghan write the questions that they think journalists might ask, and they then reply their own response. So it's basically like that interviewing themselves, which is how they like it. The fact that Liam Maguire, working on behalf of Harry and Meghan, has already been caught up in this massive lie, which he first spread, remember, when he responded to the massive petition, which he has now revealed again in the operational notes, is going to absolutely infuriate Australians. The New South Wales police have confirmed that there will be operational costs which are connected to this. And guess who's not footing the bill, Tash? Harry and Meghan. So there is public money in Australia going into this. It is a total disgrace, and I don't think they're going to get a good reaction at all. Do you?
Oh, absolutely not. And they've made it worse for themselves because when Liam Maguire originally responded to the petition, like the Australians had every right and every reason to start a petition to say, hey, we're in a cost of living crisis over here. These two are private citizens. Our police should not be wasting their time babysitting them because they're coming over. I mean, they're still reeling from one of the worst, well, the worst terrorist attack in the history of Australia. You know, that was only a matter of months ago. And now police are going to be taken away from protecting the public, which, by the way, is during the school holidays, to be looking after these two so they get to run around and look like that they are important. I knew that the police would be involved because it was just obvious that this was going to happen. But that's what makes it worse. They lied. They have lied. But it was Liam Maguire's imperious statement. If you remember, I mean, he said it was the ridiculousness of the petition. He said it was a stupid assertion in their response, batting back that Australians had dared to say, hang on a minute, we don't want our money being spent on these two. So they were very, very rude with the reaction. Any other normal person would have been like, oh, look, okay, look, I do understand there are concerns, but we will be paying our own way. No, they came out with quite a combative statement that was very, very rude towards the Australians, patronising, I would say. And yet, as it turns out, they are, of course, having extra police protection. Now, we know when they put on extra police in Canada, it ran to the tune of thousands and thousands. It is going to do the same. And of course, it means taxpayers will be picking up the bill because, much like the UK, the police are funded by the taxpayers.
100%. And Tash, this is now a real test for the mainstream media in Australia. Every journalist worth their salt should be bombarding Liam Maguire, who has provided them his WhatsApp number, with specific questions about whether the Sussexes will be refunding the Australian taxpayers for these police costs. That is something they could absolutely do, Tash. But let me tell you right now, I can guarantee you that will not happen. They will not do it. They will let the Australians take the money.
Of course they will. I mean, even when it goes back to Harry's original argument, trying to pay for taxpayer-funded security in the United Kingdom, he lied. He said that he'd offered to pay. He only offered to pay after he got caught out and he got exposed that he was secretly trying to get taxpayer-funded security reinstated. It was only when he got called out, he went, oh, no, actually, I'm going to try and pay for it myself, when he knows that he won't be allowed to do it. Now, obviously, I don't know that the same rules apply with Australia, but I can't imagine celebrities can go out there and pay for the police. So it is going to be that whole debate again. If people can't pay for the police, how do they reimburse them? Can there be something done? They should be reimbursed. The police should be able to privately invoice Harry and Meghan to say, look, we've put on all these extra police for you. But to say they're doing it to protect the public, I mean, I near enough choked on my coffee this morning. Protect the public from what exactly? I mean, they think there's going to be so many people there, they'd need to set up railings, they'd need crowd control. Absolutely not. The few people that might turn up to see Harry and Meghan, I don't think are really going to have nice things to say about them, but that's all it's going to be, a boo here and there. So what, they've got police protecting them from people booing? Good luck with that.
Do you hear the same thing happen when, Zendaya and Tom Holland visit Australia? No, they just go and do it, and it is a very safe country for celebrities, okay? But I believe the release of the operational briefing, which includes specific dates and times, is very much so they can then say there is a security threat and we need police protection. They've created this situation.
Of course they have. And even calling it the operational planning notes, it's their itinerary. They always release their itinerary.
Yeah, you
To
are
say that
private
it got
citizens.
leaked,
This
it
is not a
didn't get
tour.
Exactly. And it didn't get leaked. That's why they're even clapping back at certain things in the operational notes. If those operational notes were just for your team and your security, why are there notes in there talking about, but this is going to be privately funded? That is a response in there for the public, for the people that they know are going to obviously then have this information passed down to them. They don't care about their security arrangements. This is about Harry and Meghan trying to look important. This is Harry and Meghan going on another promotional tour where they will use sick children in hospital, they will use veterans, Meghan going to a homeless shelter for women. This is again them using people as props and a stage, because this week Meghan is not pretending that she's a successful entrepreneur. Well, she might do briefly when she goes to the Coogee Beach to give her little speech, but otherwise this is Harry and Meghan going, hey, we're actually back to pretending we're philanthropists, we're humanitarians. Please do donate to, Archwell Philanthropies to pay for our lifestyle and our holiday. That's what it is. They're just on the scrounge, they're on the grift again to get people to go, oh, look, Harry and Meghan are doing good things in the world. Let's donate money to them.
Totally. And look, I will say when it comes to Meghan's event, her Best Life event, from the research that I have done, Tash, they could certainly pay for extra police protection there because Australian police do offer a user pay service for events. So if they actually wanted police there, her Best Life could use some of the $3,000 ticket revenue that they're pulling in to pay for police. Again, I have a big feeling they won't do that.
What if one document could change the entire story? What if the narrative around Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's Australia tour wasn't as simple as it first appeared? And what if critics are right when they say the real controversy isn't the tour itself, but what was allegedly said about it behind the scenes? A so-called leaked memo is now fueling fresh debate across royal watchers, social media, and celebrity commentary. Critics say it exposes major inconsistencies. Supporters say it's just another attack on the Sussexes. But what is this alleged memo really about? And could it become another serious headache for Harry and Meghan? Let's get into it. For years, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have been among the most discussed public figures in the world. Since stepping back from royal duties, they've built a brand around media projects, philanthropy, and public advocacy. But with that visibility comes constant scrutiny. Every appearance, every statement, and every trip seems to spark a new wave of headlines. Their Australia tour was no exception. What was meant to highlight charitable work and public engagement quickly turned into a controversy over security, funding, and logistics. Then came the allegations. And now critics claim a leaked document has made the situation even worse. From the moment Harry and Meghan arrived, comparisons to official royal tours began spreading online. There were crowds, cameras, and intense media attention. To supporters, that simply showed their global popularity. To critics, it looked like a royal-style visit without the royal role. The debate grew louder when questions surfaced about security arrangements. Who was paying? Who was coordinating protection? How much was being handled privately, and how much involved public resources? Those questions created a storm of speculation. Some said the couple were simply doing charitable work. Others claimed the public wasn't getting the full picture. Then the alleged memo entered the conversation. To be clear, the memo itself remains disputed. Different commentators are making different claims about what it says and what it proves. According to critics, the document contradicts public statements about the tour and raises questions about security planning, logistics, and responsibility. Supporters of Harry and Meghan strongly disagree. They argue that selective leaks and sensational headlines have been used against the couple for years. They say this is just the latest example of a story being blown out of proportion. But critics insist the memo reveals inconsistencies that cannot be ignored. Whether that proves wrongdoing or simply fuels more speculation is still up for debate. Either way, the story has taken on a life of its own. And in the world of public perception, that matters. So why is this getting so much attention? Because trust is at the center of it.
Let's just be honest about this, Tash, for 1 second. I mean, I'm glad the Mail is catching up. But I've given Meghan Markle and Prince Harry 2.5 years to distance themselves from the biggest gang of internet trolls in history. They fail to do it every single time because deep down they support the Sussex squad. So I don't actually think they particularly want Chief Lieutenant Zandy Sussex to be booted out.
No. I've seen too much of this myself being targeted by the Sussex squad, who obviously target anybody. Even Zandy Sussex went for me recently where I had my operation. She started telling people that I was going to create a fundraiser to get money off of people. I mean, these people are completely deranged. And, there is an element here where we know Meghan is reading and watching everything that is said about her. We know this because of her reaction due to Meghan's mole tweet, which I'm sure you're probably going to talk about. But it's just the fact that she is reading what everybody says about her. So she is well aware of these people that call themselves the high-ranking officers of her Sussex squad, the ones that are like, they're promoting themselves. I mean, Sandy obviously thrives off of the attention that she's recently got. And it's what people like that do. They love the attention. But it's clearly obvious that Meghan is not bothered by these people trolling people. She wasn't bothered with the behavior of Christopher Boozy, who also was absolutely vile about Catherine and William. He was one of the people that was also putting out propaganda out there that Catherine faked her cancer and every video was AI. Yet they had him on their Netflix show. And Harry has used some of his fake reports he compiled as part of his evidence with ongoing security issues. Harry and Meghan are just as aware of what their Sussex squad fan base are up to as to what they are anybody that is critical about them. And they seem to reward them. They do seem to reward them. Perhaps Meghan's scared that if she does have Zandy kicked off of the retreat, she's quite worried about what the reaction would actually be from her own fan base. Because I tell you what, once they get someone in their sights, they are the online terrorist squad. They are utterly
100%.
vile.
100%. And let's just repeat the fact that Harry and Meghan have had multiple opportunities to distance themselves from the Sussex squad and never had.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. I mean, the fact that she does work in media, but there's so many different avenues and career paths that you go to in media. This is not someone that has spent her career doing exposés and sneaking into places. She works in the beauty and lifestyle arena. This would be the perfect person to come along and to actually enjoy the retreat. It would be good for Gemma and I can't remember the name of the other one that's in for Jackie O'Neill. This would be good. They seem like that their business ventures are flailing about a bit. They could have done with maybe a positive write-up from going to something like that. This was someone that was genuinely interested, and she's got booted out because they're suspicious that she works in media. I mean, it's completely bizarre, but I wonder perhaps this is why some of the other rooms got freed up suddenly. Remember, it was all sold out, then magically they found rooms. Perhaps worryingly, they are literally going through every single applicant and going, oh, let's check their social medias. Let's find out what they do for a job. Oh, no, you can't come in, or your husband does this job. You can't come in. And perhaps they have kicked a few people to the curb, which is crazy when they are allowing Zandy Sussex to go, who is an online terrorist that targets people quite severely when she's got someone in her sights. So if you're an online psychotic sycophant of Meghan, you're more than welcome to come. But if you're a professional woman that happens to work in a media career, no, sorry, we'll take your money, then we'll kick you out. It's honestly, this has just got disaster written all over it. And I'd like to just bring up, with you talking about all of the alcohol, I myself like a good cocktail here and there, but there is so much alcohol involved with this, and yet they're expecting strangers to share rooms with each other, and in some cases, not offering twin beds. So you've got a bunch of women getting together, or men, there might be men there as well. They didn't say it was exclusively women, a bunch of strangers getting together, plying them with alcohol, and then expecting them to sleep in rooms together with strangers. I mean, can anybody say the word lawsuit?
Well, this
I
is
mean,
what I was wondering. Are
crazy.
men allowed? Are men allowed at this event? Because as you say, men don't seem to have been specifically banned.
Public opinion about Harry and Meghan has been divided for years. Some see them as brave figures who challenged an outdated institution. Others see them as celebrities who continue to benefit from royal fame while criticizing the monarchy. That divide means every new controversy gets interpreted through an existing lens. Supporters see unfair attacks. Critics see confirmation. That's why stories like this spread so quickly. People aren't just reacting to a memo. They are reacting to everything they believe Harry and Meghan represent. Even if the allegations amount to very little, there's still a bigger issue: reputation. Public figures depend on credibility. Every interview, documentary, charity project, and public statement relies on trust. When controversy keeps piling up, it creates a damaging pattern. One headline becomes 10. 10 become 100. Soon, the focus shifts away from achievements and toward drama. That's the real risk for the Sussex brand. Not necessarily one single allegation, but the constant cycle of negative attention. Fair or not, that kind of coverage shapes how the public sees them. And perception can affect everything from media deals to future partnerships. Of course, not everyone is convinced by the criticism. Supporters argue that Harry and Meghan have faced extraordinary scrutiny for years. They point out that many rumors have circulated about the couple without ever leading to solid proof. To them, this latest controversy follows a familiar pattern. A dramatic claim appears. The internet explodes. Headlines multiply. Then the story fades without delivering the huge revelation people expected. Supporters say the couple's charitable work and advocacy should matter more than online outrage. And they believe the constant focus on scandal often overshadows anything positive they do. That's why this debate remains so heated. The big question is simple. Will this story have real consequences? Or will it become just another chapter in the long-running Harry and Meghan saga? Right now, it's impossible to say. Public attention moves fast. Today's bombshell can become tomorrow's forgotten headline. But one thing is clear: this controversy has reopened old arguments about transparency, branding, and trust. And it has put the Sussex image back under the microscope. So is it really game over for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle? Probably not. If history has shown anything, it's that they are resilient. They've survived criticism before. They've survived controversy before. And they've remained at the center of global conversation no matter what. Still, this alleged memo has added another layer to an already complicated story. For critics, it's proof that something doesn't add up. For supporters, it's just another attempt to damage the couple's reputation. The truth may be somewhere in the middle. But one thing is certain. The debate around Harry and Meghan is far from over. And as long as new claims and new leaks keep surfacing, people will keep watching. What do you think? Does this alleged memo change anything? Or is this just another overhyped royal controversy? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more royal news and analysis.